We also get to come to one other important conclusion before we move on.
Oh, I like this. What?
I just am interested in whether or not the perception is going to continue that because the league is Swifties now, the Chiefs are getting the benefit of the jump balls, the calls that happen to go their way, the interference that was called on Sauce Gardner, the interference that wasn't called on L'Jarius Sneed that was picked up. And I watched that whole sequence yesterday with Sneed interfering with Jordan Addison, and he did. He put his hands on him and physically restrained him from getting to the ball. It wasn't face guarding. It wasn't incidental contact. It wasn't standing there saying, I'm in your way, you have to get through me. He put his hands on him and kept him away from the ball. I watched the whole thing yesterday and then took his helmet off to go complain to the officials and didn't get flagged for that either. That all bolsters this idea that they're helping the league, that the league is helping the Chiefs win because the league wants this whole Taylor Swift phenomenon to carry the league to new heights, even though we haven't seen her in a week and a half, and who knows if we see her tonight. But there's the helmet coming off for a confrontation with the officials. It should have been flagged. It should have been flagged. It wasn't flagged. Now, it would have just given the Chiefs the ball at their own 12 instead of their 24. And the Chiefs fans that are, very sensitive about the perception that the league is helping them in some way, oh, that doesn't change the outcome of the game. Well, we don't know. That drive starts at the 12 instead of the 24. It changes everything. We don't know. We don't know what it changes. We'd have to go back to that point and play it with that very clear foul being called.
I don't know.
It should have been called. We saw it called earlier in the day.
Yeah,
we saw it called earlier in the day when T.J. Watt did it. Removal of the helmet for a confrontation with the game officials. As we did, he took the helmet off and he's going to go talk to the officials. That is flagged 100 out of 100 times. It's not a judgment call. It's not a matter of discretion. The way the rule is written, I talked about this on PFTPM yesterday, that should have been flagged. And again, perception, reality, who knows where the two meet. But this legend is growing. This sense is building that the Chiefs are getting the benefit of the jump balls because somebody up there wants the Chiefs and Taylor Swift to make it to the Super Bowl.
I mean, I hear you there. And listen, you're right. The penalty should be called for the helmet off. The pass interference, I think, is, I don't think should have been called at all. I mean, that's what I would stand there and say, right? I mean, so I think that's subjective, all right? I don't know. Play it again, Pete.
He did the thing. He did the thing that the signal is. He put his hands on him and pushed.
Oh, I mean, hands are on guys every play. I mean, and again, this is the thing where I'm going to argue with it. Addison put his hands on L'Jarius Sneed first. So that's where
there's another angle. We have the other angle.
Well, yeah, hopefully we do. But we've lost this.
There's a better angle.
And also, too, Addison puts his hands on him first. The ball's poorly thrown, right? And here's the other thing that
How dare you?
We've all lost. We've all lost like a little sight. Like the ball was not catchable. Nor did Addison make a play to go get the ball, right? I mean, the ball landed 10 feet to his left. Right. Go ahead.
There's another angle where the ball's in the air and he's got his hands on him and he's pushing him. You just have to trust me on that. Here's the thing, though.
Just because his hands are on him doesn't mean it's PI either. It doesn't mean it,
He's pushing him. It's the.
I don't see one push there. I can see everything. I don't see a push.
You're not seeing the angle.
I can see the whole play. I don't need to see the angle. I see Addison with his hands. Maybe he's pushing too, Mike. Right. We've gotten into this thing. No, we got to get this straight. Something? We've gotten in this world of the defender's not allowed to be there anymore. I see moves. I see a slant and go and a guy run over the DB and they call pass interference on the DB and they're like, you need to get out of the way so we can go catch the ball. You're allowed to stand and be on the field. We're gone crazy here.
2 points.
Yeah.
They called it on the Jets a week earlier.
That was way worse.
When it was kind of.
It was way worse.
Okay.
It was two hands and he grabbed him and then got himself in front of the guy. I mean, it's not even comparable.
Okay. Second thing.
Yes.
The official right there who was looking right at it through the flag. What I would like to know is what happened from that point to when the referee tells the world there is no foul for interference. Doesn't say why.
I know.
Patrick Mahomes was doing this, meaning the ball was tipped. The ball wasn't tipped. The ball was not tipped. So somebody decided that the person who was assigned to watch the action between Sneed and Addison, and it's an inherent judgment call the person who was looking right at them, who exercised his judgment in a way that concluded there was interference, that got overridden by something.
Thank God.
I'd like to know what.
Yes.
I know, but regardless, you disagree with his judgment, but Chris, it's still a judgment call. He exercised his judgment to throw the flag.
Well, good, okay? And then he exercised his judgment to listen to other people that go, hey, dude, they were playing patty cake over here, and the ball, he didn't even make a play to catch the ball.
Watch the other angle. Quiet and watch the other angle. Look at his hands. He's pushing him. He's pushing him and holding his jersey.
That's nothing.
While the ball's in the air.
That's nothing in this today and age in the NFL. Let alone he didn't even try to make a play and the ball was 10 feet out of the screen. Right? I mean, that's what the referee's doing right there. He's going, wait, I don't even think it was catchable. Right?
They didn't do this.
This is where, the referee, I think he was doing that right there. But either way, hands-on like that, Mike, if that's it, we're never going to be able to play the game. That's not pass interference. That's patty cake. Right?
Hang on.
And nor is he even trying to play the ball.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
I want to know whether or not the officials on the field came to that conclusion or somebody spoke to them from 345 Park Avenue to tell them to pick that up. Because, we're always suspicious of that. When they get in the huddle, we know there's the pipeline. Did they get a little help there? Technically, they shouldn't. And I'm fine with it as long as they get it right. And I just think this whole thing, the entire pass interference reality falls into a bucket of subjectivity. Mm-hmm. It's a judgment call. That's the problem. So you have one official who saw it from one angle who threw the flag. If it's as simple as the one from the other angle came over and they had a conversation and they decided among them on the field, their collective judgment, their collective wisdom, okay, it's not pass interference, that's fine. If somebody was in their ear, that's when it gets a little more interesting. And it all ties back to this perception that the Chiefs are getting the benefit of some jump balls because somebody up there in the ivory tower wants to see this whole Taylor Swift thing carry the NFL. The NFL is usually the tiger that someone grabs by the tail. The NFL has the tiger by the tail now with the whole Swiftie phenomenon. It's just my point to bring it all home. That's another reason to watch tonight. Let's see if anything happens that furthers the argument that somebody's trying to help the Chiefs. Will there be some big call that's made or not made in crunch time that helps the Chiefs and hurts the Broncos? We'll see.
No, listen here.
All the more reason.
It's a good conversation. I think what you're saying about the pass interference and the referees, it's legit, and I know what you're saying there. And I think the problem is what we're talking about is like it's inconsistencies and crews. That to me is the problem. I watch one game and I go, damn, this game is the DBs are allowed on borderline manslaughter. And then I watch another game and I go, they can't even tickle the guy's ear in this game. And that's where you don't know what to expect. And I think that's what's a little misguided for the public out there is it is a little all over the place as far as that's concerned. Some refs are like, they let these guys be physical outside. Then, like I said, you watch another game and you can't put a fingernail. I mean, literally guys are running by and they're like barely touching them and they're throwing the flag, illegal contact, whatever. And I think that's the tough thing. And that's where I think the NFL needs to get them more on the same page and consistency in that department because it is subjective, like you said. The other thing, too, just to retort, is that the proper way to say that? On
yes.
Well,
it's close enough.
Any team that goes to the Super Bowl 3 out of 4 years, and this has been going on. It's a tale as old as time, as Beauty and the Beast said. Okay, everybody complains about the team that wins always getting the calls. I heard it for 18 years with the Patriots. Oh, they get every call. They get every call. Even before Taylor Swift, there was complaints that the Chiefs get every call. Right? No. It's just they win the freaking games more times than not. They're just really good. And, I don't know what to say. It's kind of when I was growing up watching the Bulls in the 90s, Michael Jordan gets every call. The league wants it. It's just the way it is when your team is dominant and wins and pulls out games, on a consistent basis like they do all the time.
The broader point is that angle gives us another reason to watch tonight. I mean, look. We have spent more than a half hour talking about a game that I was ready to call caca at the beginning of the segment. So maybe we both should get a direct deposit today from Jeff Bezos.
Thank
for
you.
Our efforts
Look
to
at
hype up
this.
the game.
Look at you turning a leaf
you
here.
You say, I'm going to watch baseball instead. I don't even know who's playing in the baseball postseason, but I'm going to watch baseball instead. I don't even know if there's a game tonight, but I'm going to watch baseball instead. We have converted anyone that had doubts about the game, up to and including Al Michaels possibly, to go all in and fully embrace the experience tonight in Kansas City of the Broncos against the Kansas City Chiefs. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.